had to bring my child.
I know he's
with me.
cute.
Bring your
He's
child to work day.
your child. You had with Florence Pugh.
Right. Shoot, we don't talk about that.
Oh man, how was your day today? Anyways,
Not very productive, but post birthday, I'm just relaxing. So,
hey.
how about you? How's your holiday going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing out of the ordinary, I guess. Celebrating your birthday. Right now, everybody should spam the comments if we actually have people spamming the comments at all.
I just put like one of those like Facebook like Make a Wish Foundation Jones like if you really want to support me for my birthday, please like and subscribe to the Lunch Table Podcast.
And that's it. We'll get 12 cents of you. That's why.
Right.
To monetize
Not even
us.
that.
So, yeah, that was really fun doing the Spider-Man No Way Home review as well. I hope everybody see that. I'm seeing the numbers go up and up, so that was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. If you guys haven't seen it already, please check it out because it was really fun to record that one.
Man, yeah, and I can't wait to start this new series with the Book of Boba Fett. That's gonna be really fun.
And this is gonna be our last recording of the year until I don't count the New Year's one because that's just like a wrap up. But
Yeah,
this is our last review of the year. So I'm excited, and then we got a lot of shit next year, like with Peacemaker and everything. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
we got to throw in a news discussion. We haven't done those in a minute. We might do something new too. We were discussing, or it was your idea, but we might do that too.
Gonna start off the year like I watched Chappie all of a sudden, or Succession.
Oh man, well Succession, that's it. It's season 3.
It's my New Year's resolution, but it's like one of those resolutions where like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, but it's like, oh, I'm gonna see Succession.
Oh my god, you gotta watch
I just don't follow up with
it. You gotta watch. You didn't even finish Tick Tick Boom. Another movie by Andrew.
I started at least.
That was a good movie. I really liked it.
It was a good movie, guys. If you haven't seen it, like if you love Andrew Garfield, like Tick Tick Boom was amazing. I still have to finish Social Network. I'm so inconsistent with movies. I'm sorry.
Social Network? Well, yeah, I think you're a couple of years behind. Like,
man, I'm so late with everything.
Damn.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram. We hope you guys are having a great holiday. Today is our last review video of 2021. And I'm excited that we get to end it with one of our most looked forward to shows, Book of Boba Fett. It was a really great episode. I love how it started off. We saw a lot of background on Boba Fett, where he's been since Mandalorian, and even before that, which was really cool. So it's a great departure from the character because he's now evolving into this crime lord as opposed to a gun for hire. But Akram, how did you feel about the episode?
There you go. Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I think it's the same quality as The Mandalorian. But here it was like, this episode gave more backstory and I think we needed to see that. It's been in the air for so many years, how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. So we finally got confirmation. And I just love it. It's the same type of like, filmic quality as The Mandalorian. And so really fun episode. I love the dynamic between Fennec and Boba. I like that he has a different take on organized crime. And it's all through respect. And I think we'll talk more about that later, but I think he learned a lot of that too, from his personality, also from the comic books, but also from the Sand People. He gained that respect, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I loved it. So give us your thoughts.
Yeah, man. I mean, this show has been in the process of making for a long time. This even before Mandalorian. I think remember there was rumors like they were making like a Boba Fett movie, or like it was like I think it was after Rogue One. They were saying like they wanted to make like a Boba Fett like spin-off movie or show. But now we're finally here in 2021, and it's great. I think the quality is there, like you said. It definitely feels like a Mandalorian style, kind of like Western arc, just because you can see like all the cultural influences that are involved in the making of this show. And it's great to see Tamora back. He just adds to that level of continuity. And we even saw like flashbacks of like episode 2 when he's in the Bacta chamber and he's remembering like Camino and like Geonosis and all that. So that was really cool that they threw that back there. I kind of wish we'd seen like one more scene with like what was his name, Daniel Logan,
Me
The
too. They should have showed a flashback.
they should have
Hopefully, we
been.
will get
I
one.
hope he gets like a cameo for some shot. Even it's like if it's like some stupid shot where he's like an
Yeah,
alien or something, but something just to bring him back.
or like tie in Clone
Um,
Wars somehow.
yeah, right. Yeah, just for like continuity. But yeah, it was great seeing Ming Na way back as Fennec. She just it's cool like that she's kind of like his like right hand man. And that we still like seeing her like fighting prowess in this episode too. So I guess she's gonna be like his chief lieutenant or something. So I wonder like how far she'll go with that. But this episode starts off obviously. He's in the back to Tang and he's kind of like going through his memories, and we saw the Sarlacc pick finally, which is what a lot of fans have been asking since his debut in Mandalorian, like what happened with the Sarlacc pit. So we finally saw it, and it's kind of I think close to the comic lore from what we've seen. I like that he was able to use that oxygen thing from the stormtrooper, and not only for his air intake, but for his flamethrower, which I thought was like really inventive. So finally we see that, and then he crawls out of the pit, and then we get the I like to call them the South Philly Jawas because they stripped his arm off and then mugged him. So we saw how that happened in Mandalorian when Din Djarin, or was it no, it was, I'm sorry, Cobb
Cobb
Vanth,
Vance.
when he was in the Sandcrawler and he saw Boba Fett's armor. So we saw the build up to that too. But yeah, and then Boba's kind of just like stuck on Tatooine, left for dead, as he mentioned in the trailer too. And then he's kind of like he kind of has like this what I call a Dancing with Wolves moment, where he's kind of like brought into this Tusken Raider tribe, and we saw it kind of in Mandalorian, like the perspective of the Tuskens, how they're not so much like as like savages as they're portrayed in the movies, but they're just kind of like they want to kind of be like left alone, and then just have like because this is technically their land, and kind of everybody who's come to Tatooine is kind of just like trespassing on their land. But there is like a mutual respect between them. Like they know not to venture too far out into their land. But it was cool seeing that, like just like him like being adopted into this tribe and like trying to earn his respect. And he's so vulnerable too, like without his armor. Like that was just interesting to see. Like he has to actually like fight because he has no blasters, no weapons, no armor. So he's kind of like surviving on instinct alone, which was really interesting to see how far he'll go when he has nothing left. Um, but then we go back to the present day where he's in Jabba's palace. So this takes place right after Mandalorian, when he took where he killed off Bib Fortuna, and then he took Jabba's throne. So now he is the daimyo, which I thought was really cool because a daimyo in feudal Japan is like the shogun. So he's kind of like this lord over Tatooine, and he's getting tributes from some of the Mos Espa crime lords. So it was a really cool scene, and I wonder if the mayor is the Ithorian that we saw in the trailer, because we just got like a brief mention of like the mayor. So I wonder if like what's going on with that. And I love that one major domo guy who was just like pulling that reverse Uno card, like, no, you actually pay me. That was just funny to see. But yeah, and then we saw more of Tatooine, which we saw in Mandalorian also. But now we get to like see like what goes on, behind the scenes, like what the underground crime lord life is like, right? So what did you think of like seeing like Tatooine back again?
Oh, it's great. It's huge too. Just that city. I never expected to see something like that, especially in Tatooine. It was huge, right? Obviously, that's like probably the city center. Obviously, the culture is the same too, but now we get more insights on the organized crime. Usually, it's like the characters are living, and they're like walking past it, but here we're into it, and I just really like. I just whole like the whole notion of respect that Boba's going for, and he's a very capable bounty hunter as well, and
Yeah,
also
he
which
says it
is
too. Like he doesn't want to be like a useless noble. Like he wants to walk to like
one,
his
and
destinations, right?
which is funny because you said something about like the feudal Japan thing, and like even his outfit. I mean, we did see that from the Mandalorian season 2, but like even his outfit has like the long robes now and stuff. He's really, in a way, it's like now he finally got there. It's like, and I think he learned a lot. I really feel like we're gonna see more of the dynamic between the or behind the Sand People and him, and I hope we get more into the culture because this is like a really good behind the scenes as well. So I hope that we could see him bringing some of that culture into how he's going to go about business. The city scene was really fun too. I everyone's calling that main lady mommy or something like that, which
Oh
was
no.
funny. Yeah, but that was I just like the whole thing. Like let me clean your helmets or something like that. That was really
Right.
funny.
And we even got like a
Um,
brief cameo from
Max
the
Rebo.
Boston Dynamic
That
drone dog.
yeah,
That was so
I
random.
think that's more impressive than a Max
I
Rebo.
know.
No, but no, Max Rebo is king. But
Life imitates art.
basically, yeah, I thought that was it was really fun to see that. And it's surprised too because he's very capable, but at the same time too, he's still weak. I guess he was still weak after that happened with the Sarlacc pit, because he had to be
Hmm.
rushed back to the back. That kind of remind me so much of like those mafia movies where like he's always the main crime lord or something like that. He's like, he's like ailing or something, and he's like really old, and so it reminded me a lot of that. So it kind of made
Hmm.
me feel a little bit worried. With
Well, I was gonna talk about that because I feel like the reason he's trading from going to a bounty hunter to full on crime lord. Do you feel like it's because he's getting older and he knows he can't, do this whole bounty thing forever, and he kind of just
Nah.
wants like
I don't
his
think
own?
so. I think
What
I
do you?
think I think the Sand People changed his perspective a lot. I
Oh,
don't think
really?
so. Yeah, I think that's why it was so important to show them. I think and even like his attire, like in the Mandalorian season 2, I think Boba's capable as hell. I think he got that obviously from his father, and I think he's never gonna go down without a fight. I just think that he gained a different perspective because the Boba Fett in the comics was like hugely different than what we see now because the Boba Fett in the comics was like he had will, it's just sheer will, and he had some type of code, right? But it didn't matter if his bounty was like some, I don't know, some innocent person that kind of like went the wrong way or looked the wrong way, and there's a bounty. He's getting that bounty no matter what. I mean, we see that in the introduction for him in Star Wars Bounty Hunters. That's an ongoing
Hmm.
series right now. So now here it's like his perspective changed so much, and I feel like that's really unique, especially for a character as him. And it's unique too because we don't know much about him, to be honest. I mean, we've seen some comics, but for the most part, the comics, the canonical comics at least, haven't really gone into like Boba Fett's like backstory that much. I mean, Clone Wars, he was still trying to grow into himself as a bounty hunter and find himself here. It's just that perspective, and so he has Fennec, and in a way, Fennec is more as if she's kind of like more of a Boba Fett character, right? Like she doesn't want
Hmm.
to take shit from anybody, but with him, it's like easy, you know what I mean? And you could tell, like, also, time wore, I can't say the word, time worn on him a lot, kind of, and he's really wise now. I mean, he
Hmm.
knows. But I really feel like, yeah, the Sand People changed his perspective. I think even the color scheme, too. I mean, that's why he's wearing black, right? Opposed to
Hmm.
the white jumpsuit. That I like that we got to see him without the armor, and I'm glad that we got to see. Well, you
Hmm.
could find like a jumpsuit on Etsy, and you probably will guess that that's how it
Right.
looks anyway. But
But seeing Tamora like actually
actually,
wearing
like
it
that, yeah, that
was
was
very good.
pretty cool. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I really feel like that he changed, and I think that's beautiful, especially for a bounty hunter or a Mandalorian, because it's weird because the Mandalorians have so many different factions, and he always been like it's more of his code against all else.
Well, in remember in season 2 of Mandalorian, he did say like he never said he was a Mandalorian, right? He was
Yeah.
kind of just like his own thing. Like I think like he follows like like parts of the code of the Mandalorian, like honor, respect, and just like that warrior pride. But I think at the end of the day, he's just kind of like his own thing, and like, he's out mainly just like for business and like survival.
It's really all about the business. But then in the comics, they really emphasize that code. One of the first times they introduced him was fighting Luke in the main Star Wars series, and then all of a sudden later on in Bounty Hunters, and I think actually in a spin-off too. And he was like going after somebody, and he did not stop. And that person wasn't that bad, I believe, but like he did not
Mhm.
stop no matter what, right? And he went through a lot of people. And here it's
Well,
like,
even in the comics, like there's like times like in the War of the Bounty Hunters, like right now, like when he's trying to get Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt, he's making like side deals with like people. Like there's like I think there was like one part of the comic where like his ship like breaks down and then he has to make a stop. and then he could easily like just like kill anybody just to get what he wants, but he knows it's in the long run it's better to have allies, and have payoffs, right? Because he knows at the end of the day if like he needs something, like he could always go back to somebody and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, he's gonna pay me instead of killing me, so I'd rather honor that, as opposed to just like because he says it too in the show. He's like, I want to rule with respect, not fear. So he knows the long game, and that's why I think it's interesting, like you mentioned with like Fennec, because Fennec is kind of still like that young blood kind of like bounty hunter still. Like she's still like, I mean, by this time she's not like who she was in the Clone Wars. She's not a rookie anymore, but she still kind of has like that that kill or be killed mentality. Boba by this time is like a veteran, so he already knows the game. Like he's been in it long enough, so he knows like the in and outs of like the underworld, like who's your allies, who's your enemies. So he kind of like, I think it's gonna be interesting like with this show because they're gonna explore more into that. So it's gonna be like you said, like it's gonna be like a mafioso movie, like but it like set in Star Wars, and that's the great thing about Star Wars too. It's like Star Wars can like adapt to be anything it wants to. Like we've seen it, like obviously it could be like a war movie, it could be like a romantic movie, like we saw in like Han Solo. It could be like a tragic story or just anything really. But so now we're really like getting into like kind of like a mob movie kind of situation.
Yeah, and
But
give thanks
it
to
was really
Robert
interesting
Rodriguez
to
as
see.
well. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so any predictions? Do you think we will see Din Djarin hopefully later down the line? Because we did kind of hear his voice in the trailer.
Mm, maybe. I think we might see some Legends characters. Actually, a lot of people were saying that we might see Boba Fett's granddaughter or something like that, which I don't
Oh, really?
believe because that's really weird. I don't think he had the
Mm-hmm.
time for that. I mean, he went direct. I mean, unless he met somebody, I think he stayed with the tribe
They
for a
pull up
long time.
Palpatine and just like it's my granddaughter. Or
Yeah, I know.
something.
I mean,
Do you think we'll
yeah.
see like any classic bounty hunters like Bosk or Dengar?
I would love to see Boss just to see that dynamic, like just them speaking with each other and like, because they were like really close in Clone Wars and it was alluded kind of like in the movies, but I don't really know. I don't really believe that. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I mean maybe. Uh I I think really it's just like a character piece. It's so funny that everything for Disney Plus now it's like kind of like a character piece and like just exploring the dark dimensions of these characters as well. And trying to bring some humanity in them instead of just like some cool poster that we've seen for like years. Now Boba Fett like has some depth, more depth, right, than we expected than before. So I think we might obviously see more of that. I think that there's a lot more happening. Jabba took over for so many years. So there's so many relationships, right, that probably had been broken after Jabba's death. I think that Boba has to pick up the pieces, and I think there's a larger conspiracy at play that we'll see a little bit later down the line. And will it have to tie in with the Mandalorian or anything that has to do with the Empire or that resurgency or something like that? Maybe we'll see. But for the most part, I don't think this is going to be like something where like we'll see like these like Luke or some shit like that, like some like surprise character. I don't
I don't
think
think we're gonna
so.
see like any Jedi in this in
I'm
this
wary
series.
about that. I don't think we will. I think some good Easter eggs, some nice callbacks. Hopefully, we get some callbacks to the comics too and novels. Hopefully, we get more callbacks to the Clone Wars. I think that's what everyone's really speculating is will we see any Clone Wars characters? That's going to be hard to say. Will we see flashbacks? That'll be really cool. Will we see anything about Mace Windu or him speaking about his father? I hope so because we need some answers to those questions. But what do you think?
Yeah, great points, great points.
Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely think Boba, like you said, is gonna have to pick up the pieces of Jabba's empire. Because I kind of want to see like where the Hutt cartel is at this time, like because Jabba was kind of like the figurehead of the Hutt crime family, but I think there's still like a lot of families still left out there. So I'm wondering like, are they just gonna let Boba just like take over? Like, how does it work in that system? Because the Outer Rim is like mainly like Hutt space territory, so I don't think they would let an outsider take over that easily. So I do agree. Like I think there's gonna be like something in the back, because also we still have Crimson Dawn also in the background at this time too. Like even though Darth Maul by this point I think is dead already,
Yeah, he is.
his empire is still there. Plus we get the Pikes, Black Sun, all the other syndicates out there. So it'll be interesting. I wonder where we're gonna see with Sophie Thatcher's character that we saw in the trailer. That's Bay. I want to see more of her. But and then I don't know, just like yeah, like more of the relationship between the Tuskens. I wonder if like Boba's gonna give them more of, I don't know, like something like, because he's in power now, so he can do pretty much anything he wants. So I wonder if he's gonna like give them more land or like more, rights as like citizens, or like if he's gonna try and integrate them into like Tatooine society or something. I don't know. I think he's gonna be met with a lot of resistance because the way that he's running things right now is so different from what the people of Tatooine are used to. Because we've seen that with the Gamorrean guards, like he spared their life, so he wants to, I think he knows when to kill people off and when to kind of like invest in people. So like we saw that with the Gamorrean guards. So like as soon as he spared their life, they saved him after with the assassin dudes. And I think those assassin dudes, I have a feeling that they belong to the mayor, and the mayor is trying to like re-control Mos Espa now that there's like a vacuum of power struggle right now, with just so many factions like competing. And yeah, just like what the relationship is with the rest of the galaxy, like because obviously we have the New Republic at this time. So are they gonna let shit get slide more than the Empire, because the Empire just kind of like made deals with the crime families? But I wonder if like the New Republic's gonna let that slide. And yeah, if we see like any returning characters from like Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, it's open game right now. But I have a good feeling that this show is gonna do well, and we're gonna see a lot more.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I will everything we both just said. I would like to definitely get some answers to. I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm a big fan of Robert Rodriguez. I like what he's doing with the tone wise. Yeah, and I love Tamora. I'm glad we get to see more of him, and I hope we get more into that backstory. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was cool too that they added like the art concept art like at the end,
Oh
kind of like
yeah.
Mandalorian. So these
Mm-hmm.
shows are like very similar, and even like the
Mm-hmm.
names, like the titles, like they're still chapters. Like Chapter 1, Stranger in a Strange Land. I think that was really cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
Because this definitely feels like its own like story, like a part. It's a part of the Mandalorian, but it's its own thing.
Mm-hmm. For
So
sure.
yeah, I'm excited for where the rest of the show goes.
Yeah, guys, let
Um,
us know down in the comments below if you actually made it to the end. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Uh, please like and share. And yeah, we love you guys. So thank you so much for watching this episode.
Definitely. So we still have a couple more episodes left for our season of the podcast. But at the end of the year, we have our reflections video coming out after this, and then we still have Boba Fett we're following, and then just a couple more shows and maybe a news discussion we'll throw in there. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify. We're working on getting our podcast onto Apple Music, hopefully by next year. So just stay tuned for that update. But thank you so much. We hope you guys have a happy new year, and may the force be with you.
Happy New Year. See you guys.